we go.
Ramonda, Ramonda. Welcome back to the stream, you guys.
I'm always curious what you're gonna start singing. For real, I thought it would be go Tiffany.
No, I did that in part last time, and also like I don't try to think about it until the second prior. Like whatever comes out, and sometimes it's irrelevant to the year. That's happened before. So
true, very true.
So
I miss Tiffany.
Forgive that. I miss Tiffany too. Tiffany, stay. We're not even a minute in, and we're just making stupid jokes. Anyways,
I mean, Tiffany was a bop.
Tiffany was a bop. Love you, Sigga. Always love.
Oh, I mean, honestly, and like last year, she gave us just like a solid Whitney Houston, like old school early pop single from the late 80s.
Oh my gosh, she was so giving good. Reno Hera's / Harvey's casino performer down, like, and love I say her. That with love in my heart, because yeah, she can also hit a note. She can hit a crazy note.
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was we'll talk about Iceland later in more depth. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. So getting us started, you guys. Site articles.
Yeah.
So we have a good number of site articles up right now, you guys. Check out Eurovision Fam. We have an article on Alicia's podcast, Wild and Premature Eurovision 2024 Semifinal Predictions. She became a meme again, which is always fun. It's always great to see Alicia's insight, because she just usually is right too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, go ahead and check out what she believes to be the qualifiers for the semifinals are at this current state. We also have the Eurovision Fam fan feature, Tell Me All About Kyle. So Kyle Woods from Atlanta, Georgia, I believe it was, had a Eurofan feature on our site talking about his relationship with Eurovision, starting in living in Croatia and getting to know an Icelandic Eurovision entry, and how that turned him into a fan and turned him into kind of a local hub of knowledge for Eurovision at large. So yeah, that's always an exciting piece of I don't know the word I was looking for, but it's a I lost the word I was looking for, but it's a really it's a really good piece. You guys go ahead and check that out. It was written by Brooke, who is our new contributor to Eurovision Fam, and we also have we have the PZE who to watch and who to deliver at Eurovision.
Oh yeah. My gosh, right. I thought we talked about that last week. Yeah. I mean, PZE is over.
Yeah, PZE is over now.
You guys can still check that out. Mm-hmm. And then the article you wrote.
Yeah. So last night, you guys, I put out an article saying Iceland, Palestine, and Bashar, basically talking about Iceland's relationship with Palestine coming into Eurovision, especially regarding the last 5 years, and what basically this one singer, Bashar Murad, in the Icelandic selection had to encounter in the selection, kind of, and the discourse around it. It's a very it was not a very comfortable piece for me to write, but I do feel like the discussion is quite important. So please check out that piece. And if you need to be more briefed on the crisis that's happening in Gaza and the genocide that's happening out there, then there's a lot of resources for you on the internet. I'm here to describe how these implications played into Eurovision and the Eurovision pre-selection season. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. And
it was a great read. Sorry, I just want to give you a compliment about that.
Thank you.
It was an excellent read. Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's one of those things where, like, I think a lot of people don't realize that the way the selection works, this song was submitted like in August.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was submitted in August. And I know that he's worked a lot with Atari. I mean, your article goes into it and everything. And I mean, even looking at last night, Einar was there. Andren was one of his dancers, and Matthias helped write the lyrics of it as well. I think another piece, I haven't got confirmation on this yet, but I think maybe his costume designer was Trashy Clothing. I don't know. I was trying to see if I could find like confirmation of that, but that's they are a Palestinian designer, like a design company, who have worked with Atari, and their first ever fashion show was specifically in Iceland as well.
Nice.
Like their first like fashion show outside of Palestine was in Iceland. And they've like they've done. I'm just trying to get confirmation if that's true or not, because I know that Bashar has worked with them in the past. And it's one of those things as well. It's like I've been a fan of his for the last 5 years, since I found him, and I find his music to be he makes good dance music that's also very thought provoking.
That's a great way to describe it. Yeah.
So that was the
summary of the articles, you guys. Yeah. So I guess now, okay. So what do you think? Should we do national selections or internals first?
Let's go ahead and do internals, just because that's kind of like the format we usually go with.
We will rave.
We can start with Austria. Austria released, Austria's Kaleen released her song Rave. We have the song, not the music video yet. And how are you feeling about We Will Rave?
Dance Dance Revolution. This is fresh out of Dance Dance Revolution, like the 2007 edition of the game, when like PlayStation 2. This is a Dance Dance Revolution song down. It is literally Eurodance in the most predictable way you can imagine, but I like it. I like it. I listen to it. It's like candy. It's addictive. I haven't skipped it yet. I sing it. It's so, oh gosh, it's not insightful at all. It is a nostalgia bomb. That's a perfect way of putting it. But it is so surface level. It is such an incredibly superficial song, and I am living for it. What do you think?
I love it. K-pop 24/7. Austria will lead the pop girlies this year and will overshadow all of them. Agreed. At this point, I don't like this genre. I'm not a big fan of like 90. Well, I don't mind 90s Euro dance, but if we're gonna go like playing like 90s dance music, I prefer like 90s house from like the early 90s. This is squarely in that like late 90s, early aughties kind of a vibe. And it's just like, I personally am not like really big into Euro dance. I like Euro beats, but that's something completely different. I think this is fun. I think this is so much fun. I don't skip it. I seek it out. And I'm shocked that I seek it out. I'm absolutely shocked. Peter Hadich says, it's so 90s. I haven't experienced 90s Euro dance, so thanks, Colin. Yes. 100% 90s.
So she's doing like accurately 90s Euro dance. Like she shot the arrow and hit the bullseye for 90s Euro dance, and it is the most accurate representation of it, is what it's seeming like.
And it's like a sincere version of it. It really is. And it's like I don't know, because people keep saying it's like the cha-cha-cha effect or whatever. I might even call it the Kyle Gordon effect, because we've been getting so much of this like Euro dance 90s stuff. And I know like that parody video he made blew up really online over the summer.
I mean, and it was a pretty good song too. Like what he just pieced together, that was a pretty, like, you could see Iceland sending that in like 2004 and like getting 14th place.
Yeah, like Laurenti says, after all, we had almost the same song whole time. I'm so goodness gracious, I can't read. After all, we had almost the same song the whole time. We will rave. Madonna meets Eurodance. Yeah. Yeah.
I find it so hilarious how Colin said, like, in a live, that she's never been to a rave and has never done drugs. So she's just the lady singing this song.
She's Austrian. She's not German.
I mean, that is true. Yeah. Important distinction to make.
No, I was listening to a podcast, and last night they were just talking about I was listening to a podcast last night, and at one point the guys in the podcast were like, remember that time we were in Germany and after our show we were like, oh, let's just go get a beer somewhere, like real quick, and then like, is there any club we can go to? And our guide was like, you don't just go to a club for a beer. You don't just leave at like 1:30. And I'm just like laughing because I'm like, oh man, if there's anything that Berliners take seriously, it is raving.
Okay, that is a new bucket list item.
You don't know about like German club culture?
That cab driver. No, I mean, like, I do, but I don't know it though, is the thing. Like, I don't know it. I know, like
That makes me
memes of
laugh
it.
because, like, I have a cousin who's one of my elusive German cousins. Yeah, one of my German cousins. This is the oldest of them. He works at like a club. He is he's like the head of like safety at a club, and he's like in his
Okay.
50s. Like he likes his party music. So yeah.
Dang, I wonder how much Eurodance he's consumed over the years.
I don't even want to think about it. Less than his dad, because my great uncle loves hip hop and rap, even though he's in his 70s.
Oh wow.
Like,
Oh, so he's seen the heyday then.
yeah, well, like
Yeah.
he loves rap. It's to the point where it's kind of a little funny. Yeah. And then that cousin's daughter, who is the cousin who is like the club worker, his daughter is a classical musician. She's a professional cellist.
What? I can't believe having 3 generations all like within musicality of each other. That's great. I have nothing like that. So
Yeah, that's a little weird, but hey. Okay,
sweet
let's
though.
see here. Sorry, I'm just looking at things. All right, so I'm just looking at this comment here from K-pop 24/7. It's so funny how Austria and Switzerland are normally more conservative than Germany, but always send more open-minded and trendy entries.
Oof.
You know what? We don't have to roast Germany like that.
They didn't need to catch this
Germany's
stray.
Eurovision entry.
I mean, like it. I like it.
Ooh,
but
now I want to hear like Kaleen's version of like Cascada.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. But like every time we touch Cascada
Yeah.
or Glorious Cascada.
I would rather every time we touch, because when UMG took their songs off of TikTok, people were concerned. What will we make our AMVs to now? And then
oh no,
like
not Phoenix, the AMV.
Cascada rose from the ashes and said, "We will use every time we touch."
Cascada descends like an angel from the sky anytime we need her most.
Oh my god. No, oh no. Do you remember the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? Or are you too young for that?
That sounds familiar. But brief me.
It was like this animated, it was like a Lemon Demon, I think it was. It was like this animated cartoon video from like the early 2000s. And it's like a bunch of like different icons from like TV and movies and music and stuff. Like fighting,
yeah, no,
doing
I
a
have
battle
not seen
royale.
this.
So like on the bridge it says that the angels sang out in an immaculate chorus as down from the heavens descended Chuck Norris. And in my head I just saw like what's her name, Natalie, is that her name from Cascada? I can't remember her name. Descending down on like a wire to like the animated, like the same kind of animation. I'm like, can we get that please? Germany, if you host again, can we get that please? Right.
Australia wins so Germany can host and we can get Cascada dangling off of a trapeze down to the Eurovision stage for every time we touch. Okay.
That would be amazing. And yeah, so that's kind of talking about that. But because K-pop 24/7 brought up Switzerland, let's talk about Switzerland, because I have thoughts. I promise you guys would be spicy takes today. I don't know how I feel about this song. Number one, we cannot ignore the fact that we get to make jokes of, halal movie night the rest of the
Inshallah they find him.
Them in this situation, but
oh yeah, inshallah they find Nemo in the situation who goes by they them.
Yes. Because Switzerland is sending Nemo with the song The Code. Yeah, this song is interesting.
It's so maximalist in the way that like would have really, really carried it in like Eurovision 2017, you know?
It's insane. It's insane.
It's a huge risk. I gotta give it to them. This is risky.
Honestly, I kind of want to low-key compare it to like 1944 in a weird way. Just in the way that it's a lot happening. It's mixing so many genres. But it's so good. It's like, and the notes that they hit, I'm like, yo, if you can do this live, Nemo,
then you
got
could.
my rest of the world vote, homie. Like,
yeah,
it's good. It's good. I don't know what to say other than it's good.
Interesting.
Do you want to articulate your thoughts maybe a little more than I am, or
So,
do you disagree? Or
I agree that it's good, but like the disparity I have here is that I love it, but I'm not quite sure if I like it. Like I appreciate this song. I like how maximalist it is. I like the lyrical content is really fantastic. It draws me in. But I think it's like the melody of the song that almost throws me off just like the slightest bit. But I feel like I can also forget that by the time it's on stage and we see kind of like all these elements play in together.
okay.
It is a lot of elements though that I kind of feel like, I don't know, there's kind of a lot of a big maximalization happening this year, and having something like more streamlined and simple is like what I desire, and I just might be seeking that out and have that bias right now.
Okay.
But disregarding that bias, it is an exceptional entry, and I appreciate the risk that Switzerland is taking with this, because the past entries, I mean, talent, sure, but like it's been just kind of a sad note off of Switzerland for the last number of years, and it's great to see them kind of get back their energy back up, because they can party still.
Yeah, at least it's not tone deaf. Could you imagine if we had water gun this year? I would have to.
I mean, just the fact that it was Switzerland, the famously neutral country, to sing that song and made it to the final. Like,
that staging saved that song. Who's doing the staging?
Oh no, I don't know. I
because if it's Sasha again, because she polished. I'm sorry, I'll say it. The fact that she polished the two turds Switzerland sent the last 2 years and made them actually good, like, she made those songs qualify. Because her work, fantastic. This is actually a good song. So you give her a good song, I'm sure she can really make it shine. Like, I even like, I don't know, like, I love the fact that we kind of switch it up a lot. It's a little chaotic, which, I'm okay with the chaos. I will embrace the maximalism. If my options are like maximalism or
minimalism.
Minimalism, thank you. I'm gonna like take the car and drive it head on to maximalism. Let me crash and burn in like a giant pile of like glitter and feathers and chaos. Also, like the Jamiroquai-esque outfit we get, like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh, the outfits, the styling. The
styling in general in the music video was absolutely excellent.
Nice.
And like you said, the lyrical content is good. It feels everything about this. I have nothing but positive things to say about it. Yeah. Like, first time I listened to it, I was like, I'm not sure. That would probably be my biggest hesitation. It's just like, it wasn't immediate for me. But after the second time I heard it, I was like, no, this is brilliant. This is genius. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's a great entry. Like, it is a great entry. I think just like the capstone piece for me would be the melody. I don't think I've accessed it yet, but it could still happen. There's a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we'll see what happens there. K-pop 24/7. It could win. The juries and the gays will definitely support the hell out of this. I don't want Switzerland to win, though, since I cannot afford to go there.
Same.
I have a friend who just moved to Switzerland this year. So you know what? Maybe I'll hit her up and be like, hey, Kim.
Lucky.
She got married to a Swiss person, so.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Great way to get there.
Yeah. Also, we know how I feel about cows. If there's a country that appreciates the cow, it's Switzerland.
Cows. Okay.
Well, we'll talk about her in more depth another week.
We will.
After, like, deep dives. Okay, and I'm just looking at more comments here. Let's see here. I'm just looking. Okay, we have Peter Hadit says, I appreciate the risk, but the song isn't a song that I'm going to have on my playlist. Okay.
That's more or less where I'm at right now, but I still haven't listened to the studio cut enough to like make that distinction yet.
Okay. And I'm just trying to see here. And then we have another one here from Mark who says, I agree. Switzerland is intense, but something about it draws me in. It's one of my favorites this year for sure. I agree with that, Mark. It's absolutely a great
I mean, it's
pair.
a favorite right now. Like a lot of people are really, really drawn to it. And I think it's the same ways that like we were just talking about. It's just so unexpected, especially for Switzerland to send something like this.
Honestly, Switzerland wants to go out of the box because the last song I liked a lot from Switzerland with both of Jean's Tears entries. Just something about like his voice is just so mesmerizing to me. And we're getting a little taste of that from Nemo too, though, because they can hit them notes as well.
Oh, they can hit them notes like crazy.
But instead of like going with classy artistic, this is like chaotic artistic. Gorgeous work, though.
I haven't liked a Swiss entry since She Got Me.
Sir.
I am so sorry.
The fact you went with Luca Hani.
Hey, everyone saw that arch. Okay, enough.
Prior to Jean's Tears, I would say I liked, oh goodness, what was that? What year did they send Chasing Star? I remember, like the happy dude with the whistling. I hate whistling though.
The happy dude with the whistling? Switzerland? Oh, Subalter, 2014.
2014?
Hunter of Stars. Hunter of Stars.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh god, that was a decade ago.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm
Anyways.
ancient. Old lady here. Yeah, so Switzerland, love it. Happy to have it. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, who do we want to talk about next?
Good question. The United Kingdom, maybe?
Okay, we can talk about Olly Alexander with Dizzy. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say about this one. It's not bad.
You start. You talk about it.
Okay, it's not bad. It's just a little bland. I feel like the combination of getting a lot of bombast this week made it slip through the cracks, if that makes sense.
I can see what you mean by that. That's it?
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked something a little more oomphy to it. Like, this is fine. This is like a respectable pop song. But I don't know, man. It's one of those things where, like, if I wish all these countries would not release on the same, like, 2 days. You've had how much time to release your song? And you're going to wait, and now you're stuck here in a group of, 5 songs came out over the course of 2 days.
All of which are roughly within the same kind of, like, cloud of genres.
Kind of sound.
Yeah.
And, like, you just get lost. And it's like, they have no control. Like, the delegation has no control over what everyone else is going to be sending. But it's just very...
Like, the timing was just off. It was off.
Oh, no.
Like, it didn't benefit anybody.
So Aria came in. I'm sorry. I just saw comments here. And Aria is here. So I'm going to click on this. I see top 15 for the UK, but not top 5 by any means. Okay. I don't think it's going to be coming last. And I don't think it's going to be coming in the bottom 5 at least. Like, it's respectable enough that it's going to get out of that kind of like that, not that kind of are you sure about this thing? But I don't see it having enough. I think it'll do better with juries than it will with televote. I just don't see it getting to the heights of Spaceman.
Yeah. The concerns I have about this song were like, okay, so we knew of Olly Alexander way, way, way prior. We got like this. We got this ideation of the collaborators that could be on it. We got hints of the song that were telling of it being like a dance number that's going to be like a beat, da 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 da. We get the song, and it kind of simulates the sensation of like when you go into a club and you're the only one at the club, and then you sit down with a drink by yourself, and this like song is the one that plays. I think this song, Dizzy, it would benefit most if it kind of had the approach that's like slow burn going into like constant buildup, as opposed to like trying to be the dance number or trying to be the upbeat number in the final, because there's gonna be upbeat, dancey, fun, catchy numbers in the final. I feel like if this took like kind of a dancey beat and made it so it like constantly is developing, and I mean with Dizzy, there's a great working point there, because then you could kind of create a simulation of like spinning, and it's like increase this disorientation of spinning like throughout the song. That could, I think, get you a pretty good result if it's built from from 0 minutes 0 seconds all the way until like the last second. That I feel like that could be quite a respectful way to handle the song, not trying to make it like the dance number. Otherwise, I feel like we're gonna get kind of a Josh Dubovi situation.
I'm gonna click on this comment here. Lorendi says, "Be like France, release ASAP to assert dominance." You know what? I think that move France did, like, the only reason, because like when you said, like, you know, we've had Olly for a while, you're trying to be the upbeat dance number of the final. You need to release earlier. And I think that's like, I think what France did, because we're like, why is France releasing their song now? We haven't had a man ballad since. France showed up and was like, we have the man ballad of the year. And then every time Stallone performs that live, he sounds amazing. It gets better live each time he performs it. So, like, at this point, France has been building up momentum for longer than anyone else, literally. And they came out the gates and were like, this is our song, we're singing this. And they marked that territory. And it's like, I don't know if other people were just kind of like, okay, we can't do man ballads now. But like the way that France came out and was like, we got the ballad of the year for men, period. I think that maybe like if this had gotten released earlier, we would be like, okay, we've got like our upbeat kind of poppy dance masculine number of the year. No one else come out with this.
I wonder then if the French delegation, prior to this November when the song came out, already kind of was perceiving that Eurovision 2024 is going to be like a lot dancier of a year because of the cha-cha-cha effect. You know, it's going to be a lot, like, it's going to be a lot heavier on the beats. It's going to be more like big with the choreography, etc., etc. So we're going to go for something that is the exact opposite of that, and we're going to demonstrate that, and then everyone will go for a dance number just like out of, I don't want to say intimidation, but the fact that France had claimed this spot, had claimed that territory that is the man ballad.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'm looking here for Mark as well. Thing is, this was hyped as a winning entry since Olly was announced, which this really isn't. I think people are harsher on it for that reason. The entry isn't bad, especially for our UK entry standards, which I would agree with. I think it's the fact that we were very much like, oh, it's Olly Alexander, you know, this is going to be something really good. And then we get something that's like, it's not bad by any means. It's a quality song. It's one of the better songs the UK sent in the last 20 plus years at this point. But it's just, it came out at a bad time. And I think that that's really kind of why people, it came out at a bad time and it's not what people wanted. Which is like, I think this money, because I'm going to bring up, you know, Ukraine again, because I hyped up Ukraine because I saw who was performing, you know, the song. Well, the song that won, I was like, as soon as I saw the list, I was like, oh, that's the winning, that song's going to, you know, represent Ukraine at Eurovision.
Yeah.
And then I kind of was disappointed by the song, but that's because I kind of hyped it up in my head so much of what I wanted out of it, that when I got what we actually got, which is a quality song, it's not what I wanted when I hyped up, you know?
Yeah, and it is a good song. It is a quality song. I want to specify that, like, this song, it has a really like nice effect to it. Like, listening to it, it's a very pleasant experience. There's nothing jarring about it. It does fall into predictable. We are falling kind of into predictable territory in just the way that it's structured, but that also might be the song's strongest feature too.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's any other comments I want to bring up. Here we go from Lorendi. But hey, this is talking about Olly's song. If he would represent Sweden, he would get points from the start, which I think is kind of true at the same time.
You said it.
Because people like kind of because this is low key better than 90% of what Sweden has on offer this year.
Oh my! We will get to that.
Which I agree with solidly. Like, this is better than majority of what Sweden has. It's just, I think for me personally, it's the fact that we had so much other stuff coming out around it that I didn't really get a chance to bond with this song because I was wanting to go listen to something else that came out again.
Yeah.
So we've talked about Olly for a while.
We have.
Let's talk about
We have Cyprus and the
Liar.
Netherlands next. Liar.
Liar. I'll go first. Okay, so we have Liar by Silia Kapsis.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know you were just singing the song. To me, I've never heard that melody before that you were just singing.
No.
I've listened to Liar at least 3 times. I don't remember anything about it. The only thing I remember about it is really mean, and I'm not gonna say it. But like, there's nothing about this that stands out to me.
Respectfully, this song, Liar, it kind of is just like if you asked an AI program, write me a Eurovision pre-selection song. And it drew from all of them.
Oh, Lord.
This would come out. Like, it has a lot of features that kind of make it just like, yeah, this sounds like it's in Eurovision. But there's nothing distinct. Like, there's nothing really like different about the composition itself at this moment that, yeah, like I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a blandification. But Silia can dance. That little girl can throw some moves.
It's not the Eurovision Dance Contest, though.
It's not. Vocals. We're being scored on vocals.
And
for one of the aspects. And song quality.
And overall impact.
I don't know.
And there is no overall impact because I don't remember it. Oh, I know. I'll tell you, I hate the jeans she's wearing. When she has the jeans on with like the butt cut out. I hate those jeans. Like, it's just like, I feel like no matter what, your butt crack would always be hanging out. I don't like them, and they make me uncomfortable.
The styling for the 17-year-old that Cyprus is sporting right now is uncomfortable. I will say it. Like, the styling for this 17-year-old is uncomfortable.
Honestly, I'm not too down on this because, like, this is how kids dress now.
Like, I don't know. I don't really interact with like teenagers and under anymore.
My sister, I have a sister. How old's my sister? 18, 19? I think she's 19. It's something she'd wear. Like, okay. I don't think I've ever seen her wear a full shirt in like the last 5 years. She just seems to always have her belly out. I'm like always in like low rise jeans since they became popular. I see the pants and all I can think of is like, I want to pull my pants up. Like, that's probably the thing that stands out to me the most. I don't remember the melody, but I remember those jeans and I hate those jeans. Like, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's qualifying. I can't really see that in this moment.
Peter Hadich says, well, unfortunately, this can get lost in the stacked first half of the semifinal one. Someone has to not qualify from that half.
Liar is not, it's not an awful song. It is just so derivative. It's so incredibly derivative. And it's derivative of like Eurovision 2019, you know? Like, this would have been in Eurovision 19 from just like the sound alone. Like, Chameleon is what I'm comparing it to.
I would say only Cyprus gave us something much better in 2019, let's be honest.
Oh, they gave us one of their best numbers
ever. Cyprus sent us a grown woman with a daughter older than Silia with a song fresher than Liar.
Oh no.
Like, Tom's daughter was like 16 in 2019.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I mean, no.
And they're definitely, with the music video, carrying Silia's ability as a dancer more than her perspective as a vocalist.
Is Australia in this first semi?
Let's actually let me verify that really quick for you.
I think they are.
Malmö 2024. Okay, I can't find it off the top of my head. We can confirm that later.
Well, Jordan does this. The studio cut gives 11th place, but Silia is capable of making it work on stage. Cyprus will invest in it. Also, Cyprus has an image now of sending pop girlies, and the people are there for it. Okay, so you think they can make it based off of kind of like what Cyprus is doing, what people expect from Cyprus.
Australia is in the first semi, by the way.
Let me see here. Mark says, this is going to sound harsh, as I hate the Luxembourg song, but I removed that and but I removed that way more than Cyprus. I honestly can't see Cyprus leaving the semi, especially as it is in the first half of the death semi. There's a lot of pop girlies in the semi, I feel like.
There
And,
are,
like,
and they're gonna start
playing
canceling
around.
each other out. Pop girlies
Yeah.
will cancel each other out.
Yeah.
We're just bound for that.
We just live in a misogynistic world,
Mhm.
you know, before we get to the songs themselves, and people are going to draw the comparison.
But I mean, gay
two
men
young,
don't admit
attractive
to
girls kind of
misogyny.
dancing.
Gay men don't admit to misogyny, though. So.
Oh, yeah, that combo. I'm happy. I'm always happy to have that conversation.
Yeah, it's a very telling conversation. So, with Liar, there's still a lot of potential here too. I don't want to destroy Silia's hopes of getting to the contest and thinking, oh no, like I have no shot at this. No, you still do. You still definitely do. It's just like the way that the package was structured right now isn't really giving what we would generally expect. So there's a lot of work to be put in place in order to get you to the spot where you need to be. So yeah, best of luck to you, Silia.
Yeah, like Peter, how did
I can't hear you. Can you speak for me, please? I cannot hear you.
How about now?
Yes. So replay with 10th and televoting. I forgot about that.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. We have one last song that came out, and that was the Netherlands releasing Europapa by Joost. Joost, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Or is a host.
Dutch folks, please correct us and tell us the pronunciation if you are in the stream with us today.
Joost. How are you feeling about Europapa?
This has all of the pieces that I generally would hate. This has all of the pieces that would, in a typical Eurovision year, just rub me the wrong way. I love this song. I love the delivery of it. I love the beat. I love the lyric. I love the lyrical layers to it. I love dissecting it. I love dissecting the visuals. I don't know why I'm so drawn to this song. It is so atypical of something that I would typically go for because I'm always just like sad ballad. Yeah. But this has melancholy, but it's wrapped under kind of like this I almost want to say like Super Mario World type beat. That's my thoughts.
Shout out to Ness Other. Thank you. It's Joost as in Ghost.
Ghost.
Joost. Thank you very much.
Host.
Joost. Yeah. I hate this.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. And we can talk about why. And I also, I want to hear about this. Tell me why you hate it.
It's annoying. It's like everything I don't like. I admitted earlier, I'm not into Eurodance. Where, the power of Kaleen has transcended my dislike of the genre. Joost reiterates everything I don't like about the genre.
No,
I can't stand this. Like, I hear it and I go, oh, like, which I figured I wasn't going to like his song anyway.
Yeah.
It also does that annoying thing where it, like, shouts out other countries. It's like, are you just, like, mining for points from other places because they hear Deutschland? They go, oh, I live in Germany. Woo. Like, which, I mean, I could already see him getting good points from Germany anyways because he had a hit song last summer in Germany. Or, like, I just, no. No, I'm not into this. It's like, I don't like the genre. It's not my genre. I don't like his vocal performance. I find it to be a little like to it. I've seen people like try to explain all like the different cultural references going on, and I appreciate that. But like, just I can't make myself enjoy this. And then like the slow bit at the end just feels tacked on, which I mean, I feel kind of like a bitch for saying that because I think it's like dedicated to his dad who's dead. Totally. I have a dead dad too. But like it just feels like, why are you putting this here? Like
how is that going to illustrate in the last like 10 seconds that you have on stage kind of a question?
Yeah, like I don't know. It feels like I don't know, it feels like it's going for like a sympathy thing at the end. I'm not into it. It's not for me. It's never going to be for me. Somebody has to be my last place.
Well, I mean, this is not really for me either. It's not for me because all the ways that you just described it would typically irritate me in a Eurovision year. I don't know why. And I think this kind of has the same effect that Brunette in Armenia had last year, where it's just like, I criticize this, I criticize that. Like all these pieces would be so like nasty constructed any other way. But the way that the way that it was put together was perfect. And that's what made it my winner. Europapa will not be my winner this year. That is just not happening. But it is good. I do enjoy it. And it has almost like a jovial like youthfulness to it that I feel like not a lot of acts are going for this year, or at least it's pulling it off better than acts that are trying.
1 second here, real quick, because Lorendi, I'm gonna pull up Lorendi's other comment, but I want to bring up this one because you just said it. Something similar to this: annoying, yes; repetitive, yes; derivative, yes; cheesy, yes; vibes, yes; joke entry, no. I don't think it's a joke entry, like at all. It's just I don't like this combination of sounds. Is not my thing. So I don't like it. However, I can appreciate, and at the same, I'm saying appreciate it. I just I can appreciate that there's a musicality there, and something that other people will enjoy. Yeah. It's like I'm not saying like I don't understand why people don't like this. I totally get why other people like this. I'm just, for me, it's not my vibe.
Which is fair.
And like, I also appreciate the fact that there is like deeper meaning and everything, and I'm totally cool with that. I'll like fess up to it 100%. But there is an element to it that I do like that Lorendi points out in this comment. Joost is way better than people are giving him credit for. Credits to, but in the same time, this is low-key political echo of the current political climate in Europe, which I do see that element to it, and I do appreciate that element to it. I think it is giving us something political that's a bit subversive and not obvious, and I do like the fact that that he's bringing that to the table.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Well articulated.
Yeah. Just see here. I'm gonna just click on Mark's comment. Netherlands is just not for me. Just like No Rules isn't for me either. I just worry about the song. Worry a song I really love will get lost because those two are flying through to the final.
I'm gonna make a premonition right now. If the Netherlands and Finland are both in the final, they will cancel each other out in the voting.
Well, because like in that they're both in semi one.
Oh, are they? Oh, never mind. I thought they were
in
like
semi one. Okay. Also in semi one, we have Croatia.
Interesting player. Okay.
That semi, I feel like all three of them can get through to qualification. If I think we would lose one of them, it might be Finland.
That it just feels like the least cohesive. Finland, I feel like out of those three, feels the least cohesive for sure.
Because the thing is with Finland is that it's a joke. Like I'm not saying like it's a joke in like a derogatory way at all. It knows it's a joke. It's joking around. We're laughing with Windows 95 man. But I don't know, because it's like it's at the same time like it's a bit maybe clownish in a way that people might not go for. I think it's gonna qualify, but I just feel like of those three, if we're gonna lose one of them, odds are we're gonna lose Finland.
The former runner-up. Yeah.
I already see Arya's comment, because Arya has sent me messages concerning this already, which is if we lose Bambi to these three goofballs, I'm gonna go insane.
Honestly, same. Because I need Doomsday Blue in.
I need Ireland to qualify because they deserve to qualify.
They deserve to qualify with this.
We're getting something interesting and different and daring from Ireland. We have wanted interesting, daring, different from Ireland for so long. Also, I don't be proven right about my theory about if Sweden got that 7th win, Ireland will get their act together. I need Ireland to qualify because I don't want them to slip back down.
This is their moment. Like Bambi Thug is their moment. Like Wild Youth, we all know. We all know.
We knew Wild Youth wasn't going to qualify. And then I saw that camel toe and I was like, we're definitely not going to qualify.
You're like how the junior Eurovision representative Sophie Lennon from 2022 outsang Wild Youth for their own song.
Sophie is powerful.
Sophie, come to Eurovision one day, girl. We're counting on you. But yeah, aside from that, we still have national finals to talk about, don't we?
We do.
All right. So what else do we need to discuss regarding this entry?
Well, before we get into that, we're done, discussing the entries, and we have, oh my gosh, it's been 44 minutes already. We had a poll on our community page. We'll have more polls this week, so guys, follow us.
Vote in the polls.
So you can vote in the polls. Also, like, if you see the poll, just hit like, because it goes out to more people's algorithms, and it helps us like really grow the channel.
It supports us, which is great.
Yeah. So we had a poll, and in the poll, our last place was a tie. Would you like to guess what our two last places were in the poll?
No, just tell me.
It was Liar and Dizzy. They both got 7%.
Oh no. Okay. They both got 7%.
7%. Our third place
okay.
was the Netherlands with 23% of the vote. Second place was Kaleen. She got 30%.
Okay.
And the winner the winner only won with 34%, but it was the co-venue though.
Huh. I'm beginning to see this list of countries kind of like scoreboard-ish. Like I'm beginning to simulate that in my head. But congratulations, Nemo, for winning that poll.
Which honestly, if I had to like go through and rank these songs in a way that's like where I think they would end up in order of like position, this would be the position.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, like I feel like that would be like if I had to go look, like if I had to guess what it would be like when we got all the final rankings after everything, that would be the position I would think they would be in.
Very sensible.
Here. All right, let's talk about some national finals. Do you want to start with Sweden?
Okay.
Sweden. I'm sorry. Let's skip Sweden. We'll come back to Sweden later. Let's talk about results from last night. We got 2 songs selected. One of them. Let's start with Iceland, I guess, maybe.
All right. So you
Hera
guys.
Björk is back.
Yeah. With Scared of Heights, which is the English title of her Icelandic entry. She will be, I assume, singing the English entry as like if Iceland confirms participation. They have not confirmed yet if they are going to be going to Malmö. They RUV is still deciding that with Hera right now.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, Aria said it. Mother Hera. Happy to have Mother Hera back. Also, can we talk about how her styling is so much fresher and nicer
than 14 years ago?
Yeah, than 14 years ago. They finally get Eloquy in Europe. What's up?
She looks so hydrated. She's thriving. Great. Like she's amazing.
It's like because they don't have her that hideous Mother of the Bride dress.
Oh
they
yeah.
got off the clearance rack at Lane Bryant.
Stop it.
I honestly
go chill. Oh my god.
As a fatty McFat myself, I have passionate thoughts about how overweight people are dressed at Eurovision and in national finals, and most of it is awful. We can get better styling.
Hera from 2010, like that's just like a bar.
My mother wouldn't have even owned that dress in the 90s. Like it was awful. And Hera's like a little bit younger than my mom, like about 5 years younger than her. Yeah, no, awful. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna qualify.
I don't think
it's like a throwback.
Either. I don't think so.
It's a throwback and it's catchy and it's okay. But then I'm seeing people compare it to Embers, and I'm like, I hear it. I hear that melody.
Oh no! Wait, why did you say that?
I was in Alicia's stream yesterday, and somebody said, "Oh, it sounds like Sorry Not Sorry by Demi Lovato," and I heard it too. I heard that too. The melody is so meh.
The
but
melody.
She sings the hell out of it, and that's what makes it enjoyable. But just other than that, like it just feels very.
Okay, so this year we were very critical of Norway being theme parky. I feel like this almost falls into the category theme parky. It's just like, oh, I'm at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, standing in the line, waiting to get like my season pass renewed, kind of the deal. Like I get a very like we're gonna have commercial fun energy out of this song.
It gives me corporate pride.
It's corporate pride, exactly. But
I see this in the Pride Parade on a float. They have her on top of like a ladder.
It's like, we're Kaiser Permanente. Like, okay.
Here at Kaiser Permanente, we accept you.
We're Allied Health. Like, okay. Thank you for like the button and like the Tootsie Pop. Sure. And the sticker.
Oh my God.
Capital One. Anyways, okay, I'm stopping.
Capital One sponsors
I've been to too many
Pride.
corporate prides, okay?
I think we all have, unfortunately.
But yeah, it's kind of giving corporate pride, and I don't think it's going to qualify. Love Hera, love. I like the song, but yeah, I don't see it.
I just baffling, absolutely baffling. I mean,
the result.
I want to check what the betting odds are right now.
I haven't checked the betting odds in like I want to say at least a week, so that'll be some tea.
Yeah, I'm curious. I know it takes a little time for that to all even out, but I'm curious what the betting odds are going to look like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have much more to say about Iceland other than K-pop 24/7. Go Tiffany forever.
Siga can win one year. Okay, she needs to keep coming back with like 80s, 90s, like Whitney, Janet, Tony pastiche, and she will do it. She will do it for Iceland.
Imagine her version of Unbreak My Heart.
Oh no, that would be Siga.
Siga, do you want to
Are you in the room with us right now?
Siga, are you listening? Siga, give me your version of Unbreak My Heart as like a beautiful gut-wrenching ballad, and I will support you to the ends of this earth. Yeah. I already supported you last year because last year you're giving me young Whitney Houston, which is my favorite era of Whitney Houston. So I appreciate you, and I
liberated the Tiffany's forever.
All of the Tiffany's have been liberated. They have a theme song now. Are you okay? Sorry, my dog is waking up. He was having.
Well, I'm actually surprised that like your animals haven't like caused any disturbance up until this point.
Well, that's because two of them are locked out of the room. The only one I have here is Mytho, and he's being a good boy.
Mytho.
Right. So let's go ahead and talk about Serbia.
Oh my God.
We have Ramonda with Teya Dora. With Ramonda, which someone tweeted earlier. I don't know who it was, but they were like, when people were saying Teya Dora, I was like, oh, Teya's competing in Dora. I'm like, I thought. Oh, Teya's good. Why did she go to Croatia? I thought she was Serbian. So Teya Dora will be performing Ramonda with for Serbia this year. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I adore this song. It is so different from everything else we have in the lineup because the Eurodance is saturated this year, you guys. I really hope that we don't get another Eurodance song out of the next 9 because we need something slow. We need something pensive. We need better lyrics. Ramonda gives us all of that with simplicity, and that sets it apart from the other songs in the semifinal. I think it's qualifying. It's a fantastic song. Right now, it's my 3rd place.
I don't know where it's ranking for me, but I love it. It's great.
Bells. It's just wind chimes.
The staging, chef's kiss staging. It's so immersive. It takes you on a journey. So good. It's fantastic.
It's everything I want from Serbia.
Teya Dora is so refreshing after all the loud and in your face entries we've been getting lately. We don't have anything else like this.
Nothing else. Like, it's also, I think, the only other ballad, right? It's the only other ballad.
It's the only ballad, like only other ballad, and it's like a female ballad. We don't have a lady ballad. And you have people who watch Eurovision for the lady ballad. You.
Ako si Dito. Like, I'm right here.
She's about to get that Rest of the World 12 points. All the Filipinos. So like,
I will rally the Filipinos for Serbia this year. Also, let me just say, Serbia put on an excellent national final. Like, I really loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a great national final.
Also, Constructa.
Constructa is a genius, and I love her. And
I cannot get over
her mind.
Like, her mind.
Brilliant. Also, I really like bread, so.
Oh, like I with how much she was kneading that bread, I almost want to know like if they baked it, how it turned out.
Well, it's gonna have great gluten buildup. My biggest concern is just how much rest time are we doing, because we have to make sure we're proofing this right.
That's
The
true.
thing I hate the most about making bread is kneading it. I appreciate this. We can talk about bread. I love baking bread. It's Sunday. I'll bake a loaf of bread later.
Ooh, nice.
I bake a loaf of bread every Sunday. So, yeah, that being said, no one else is giving us this in the contest. Portugal might give us something similar, but
Maybe.
this is going to stand out and this is going to qualify. Like, I'm not worried about Serbia qualifying. I know some people are a little worried. Disagree.
I completely disagree. It is a full package to me. It's ready to go to Eurovision. I have no notes, which is a very rare thing to say in national final season.
Vanya Lubich, let's talk about my country. Ramonda is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Honestly, like I would even say that there's a chance of getting top 5 in the jury, like in the final with this song right now.
Yeah. I can see it.
I
can see it. I can see it. Serbia is gonna do well.
Vanya's backyard 2025.
Okay, let's go. Vanya, I hope your backyard can support us all. Lorendi says Serbia spoiled us with quality. And for once we got saved with this goddamn voting system. Brexvika almost won. Almost doubled. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was not as good of a song. Not even close.
Yeah. I had a good time with it. I thought,
congratulations, Serbia.
Also, can we talk about some interval acts that happened?
I didn't see the interval, so brief me up.
Did not know I needed Sanya singing for us Cha 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 when that happened.
That was, oh no, I did see that. That girl will sing in any language. She has the vocal ability of yes, it doesn't matter.
And then Luke Black, so good. Like his interval performance was amazing.
Luke needs to come back.
Honestly, I love him. He's great.
Yeah.
Like he was fab. Intervals were great. The 1 hour ABBA medley. I
actually do remember that.
Hour.
I remember pieces of that.
I was watching other national finals. So when I came to start watching Serbia, I kind of like just had to catch up with the actual performances of like songs. So I skipped the 1 hour ABBA medley. Also, real quick, is anyone else shocked that it was like our only ABBA medley of the year?
Was it?
We haven't had any other ones.
Huh. That's interesting.
The closest thing we had to an ABBA medley was 18's, I guess. They did like one of their ABBA covers.
But yeah, that wasn't like an ABBA medley though.
Yeah, like no one else really has done an ABBA. I was expecting it to be lots and lots of them.
That would make sense because we're back in Sweden.
Yeah. So, and it's the 50th anniversary of when they won.
Huh?
Sweden's
gonna get so annoying about this.
So, like last season, we had so many Beatles medleys because we were going to Liverpool, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we would get. Maybe Portugal is gonna give us an ABBA medley.
They could do it. No, Portugal could pull it off.
Last year, I loved Salvador Sobral's Beatles medley, and I'm just imagining his ABBA medley and how he would hate every second of it. So I think it's gonna happen.
Tell me what's wrong. Oh my god, yeah, that would probably be one song that he functions really well to sing.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just trying to see here. I'm sorry. That's about it because we've still got to talk about 2 more national finals here.
Portugal.
So let's go ahead and go over the poll we had. So the results of our what do you prefer between Iceland and Serbia poll.
So the vote. How did the votes turn out?
Scared of Heights got 7%.
7%. 7%. That's a little painful. But honestly, Ramonda is a million times better of a song. Like it's not even.
I'm doing some quick math because 27 people voted, so I want to figure out what would that be. 27 times. Hold on.
But Scared of Heights is literally just the Eurovision song that is a Eurovision song.
I'm just doing some quick math.
Ramonda is a song that like feels like it doesn't need to be in Eurovision to still have its merit.
After doing the math, 2 people voted for Iceland out of 27.
We may see that reflected. Right. Anyways.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Melfest first.
Sure. So, one of the weakest Melfest years since 2017 has officially been completing its roster, you guys. We're here.
Just list off who's in the final, and we'll talk about some stuff.
So, yeah, in Sweden, we had the final heat, and we also had the qualifiers from the, I forget the round that they called it, but the it's not Andre Chanson, it's not second chance. It's this new concept that they have where it's like the 2 middle placers, the 3rd place and the 4th place of each heat. They eventually compete against each other on the night of the 5th heat. No, not compete, but they're pitted against each other in order to find out who the last 2 finalists are. And the last 2 finalists who were decided from that were from the last heat.
No, because it's a terrible idea. We need to have this spicy. I need to have this spicy conversation. Mm-hmm. It's a terrible idea. Like, either get rid of the second chance round completely or bring us back Andre Chanson. Because this is just recency bias. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, like, and recency bias has been really in effect this year, because look at what happened with MGP in Norway. All the songs that qualified in those heats were going to be the like last ones to perform. So that's a very kind of acute problem that we're dealing with right now, you guys.
Well, I mean, at least Gata was in what, the first? They were in the first or second heat.
They were in the first. They were in the very first heat. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Arya Winning Sun says, what an absolute disaster Sweden was with that awful Andre Hansen replacement. Agreed. Like it literally felt rigged.
It literally felt rigged. Even if it weren't actually rigged, it really hella felt rigged.
I don't think it was rigged. I think it was just people going, oh, I remember this from performing earlier
tonight.
Let's vote for this one. It's awful, and I hate it, and it was terrible. It was like, what are you doing?
It was, and also they did awfully to inform the voters as to like how the other songs in the heats were, because if you actually listen to the songs in those heats back to back, the ones that got 3rd and 4th, the way that this lined up at the end would not be the same. I feel like out of all the songs, like these would not quite make as much sense, like making it to the final, and it was just recency bias that got them there. Basically, I can name a lot of other songs that I would think are just more competitive.
Sweden needs to not qualify, and how long have I been saying this for?
You've said that every stream, like this whole season.
More than this season.
You were saying it last year too, and
the year before.
Well, I mean, they weren't going to not qualify in 2022, but you did express the need that they do need to not qualify.
Like, I don't know what to say. I mean, like, 2021, I think, is when I farted. I farted. 2021 is when I started saying they needed to not qualify. Actually, before 2021, if we're being technically honest. I've been saying it since 2019. But it's just like, it's so stale. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what is the purpose of this? Like, they are so stagnant. They need a reset. Because, like, let's go to the final, like the final lineup here.
All right. So the finalists, you guys. Oh, we have the running order, I suppose, too.
Yeah, I have the finalists in running order on the
Maria
notes.
Seward will be opening the show with When I'm Gone. Jay Smith is song number 2 with Back to My Roots. Lisa Ajax with Awful Liar, song number 3. Smash Into Pieces, Heroes Are Calling is song number 4. Katja Pia, Give My Heart a Break is song number 5. Annika Vickehalder with Light is song number 6. Marcus and Martinez with Unforgettable will be singing at number 7. Daughter has It's Not Easy to Write a Love Song, number 8. Medina has Que Sera, number 9. Liamo is singing Dragon, the 10th song. Jacqueline has Effortless, who will be singing at the 19th place. And Danny Saucedo is closing the show with Happy That You Found Me, the 12th song. I do have a favorite here, but I don't feel strongly about it.
Same.
What's your favorite?
Jacqueline Effortless.
Same.
I think it's so much fun.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't feel Melfesty. It doesn't feel Melfesty.
It doesn't feel Melfesty, but at the same time, it feels Melfesty. It's like this lineup is so mid. I don't hate Marcus and Martinez either. Unforgettable, I thought was fun.
Yeah, it was good, and the staging concept was good.
I feel like they might win, to be honest. Yeah. I like Medina Que Sera perfectly fine, but Swedes are terrified of the Swedish language. So that's not going to win.
No, it's absolutely not going to win.
Like, it's such a national final.
And it's especially showing this year.
Pop. And it's like, I have no passionate feelings about anything that's happening.
Hey, you guys, take a look at the songwriters for the finalist songs in Melfest.
Oh, let's talk about that. Can we talk about how Sweden, honestly, Sweden needs to not qualify. Number one. 1 year, 2020, just don't qualify. Don't let them get through to the final. So let's have Sweden not qualify, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, after Sweden doesn't qualify, I want you to get some new blood in these rider camps. Get some new blood, some new life injected into what you're doing, because no one's
even bring Elsie Bay over. Elsie Bay, she'll do a songwriting camp, but she'll write a better song.
I mean, didn't she have a song in Melfest this year?
No, that was Luxembourg. She had Crick's song. She wrote Crick's song.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll write a song, and it'll be a song, but she'll write a song for you. I just like,
it's stale. It's stale.
But it's still like a bag of chips you left out for 2 days. And like, I have no passion. My most passionate feelings about Melfest are my lack of passion about Melfest. Like my passionate feelings are, this is such a mediocre national final this year. Like, I don't care. Like, I just had Melfest on yesterday until Iceland started, because I went downstairs too early and and I was like, oh, I guess I'll watch Melfest. Yeah.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of momentum. No, they aren't losing any momentum, actually. They haven't had momentum for a while.
Yeah. You need some new songwriters. I can't.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe the non-qualification would teach them that. I do think they're probably qualifying this year, though. Well, no, they're they're the host. Anyways, Aria says, I just cannot get over how 9 out of 10 of the direct qualifiers are just returning artists who had better songs the last time they competed. Yeah. Literally that.
I disagree. Solely because Daughter's song last time she competed was awful. At least this is better than Little Tot.
You really get allergic to that song, don't you?
It sounds no, I can't deal with Little Tot. Peter Hadich, Midfest. And like Mark says, I'll be watching Portugal next week instead of Melfest for sure. You're right. And let's talk about Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal, not Midfest. Say that with your whole chest.
Honestly, yesterday's results from Portugal were wild. Yesterday, people, I don't know what was happening in Europe, but like, y'all were tripping last night. Like, what was going on?
I mean,
Festival de Canção was wild. Melfest was a mess. And then we have whatever Iceland was doing was also a mess.
Yesterday was just kind of hard, like really hard to get through in general.
Serbia was the only country that gave me a result I could work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking a look at all who qualified in the semifinal 2 of Portugal, we have Buba Espinho with O Farol, Cristina Clara with Primavera, Leo Midia with Doce Misterio, Nomaka and Ana Maria with Aceitar, and Silk Nober with Change.
How did Silk Nober get through?
How the hell?
I don't hate the song. I actually kind of like Change. But like, I like it in the way that I like it in the way that like, it doesn't feel like it needs to be in a song competition. And it feels like it's a part of a musical that I want to watch. I want to watch the musical this feels like it's from.
It feels like it's from a junior musical, though. Like a middle school
I would disagree with that.
You disagree?
I mean, the staging wise, yes, but like sonically, I could see this in like a full blown Broadway musical. It would be better than Rent at least, but it would still be of the same ilk.
You throwing punches everywhere today.
I hate Rent. I hate Rent.
Oh, like, I want to discuss that at some point. We can definitely talk about that.
I hate it. But yeah, anyway. Sorry, I'm confused. Was it Maria Zhao?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where's she at?
That was, I think, my favorite like sonic composition out of all of it. I mean, it was kind of elevator music-y a little bit, but in a very respectful and sweet way. It had just a nice pop aura of it that's just simple and consumable and easy. In the best way, which is also what I kind of go to FTC to seek out. Like I go for FTC. I go to FTC to look for this kind of wavelength, and it provided that for me. Why did it not qualify though?
I don't know what's happening in Portugal last night. But the ones you mentioned will be joined by Buba. I don't know if I have this in the right order. I think I do. Buba Espinal.
Oh no. That's I just read those off. That was a semi.
Okay. I probably don't have it. Okay, this looks like it's in alphabetical order. I
do have it in front of me though.
Okay, go ahead and read off the other ones.
So the other qualifiers were Nena with Teorias da Conspiração, Perpétua with Bem Longe Daqui, Rita Rocha with Pontos Finais, João Borges with Pelas Costuras, and Yolanda with Grito.
Yeah. At this point, at least my favorite's still in. I want Yolanda, I think.
Yolanda's like, I have a feeling is gonna win. I just have a feeling.
I'm okay with Yolanda winning. I'm absolutely okay with it. I want her to win. I mean, here's my only worry. If Yolanda wins, I worry for Portugal qualifying.
Yeah, I feel like they're in the stacked semi.
I always worry about Portugal qualifying, to be honest. I worried about Portugal qualifying in 2017. I was convinced we were gonna lose Portugal.
Hey, that's fair. That was a fair thing to think back then.
Yeah. Honestly, because I mean, like, just when she performs, Grito makes you feel. Like, you can feel her through the screen and through the audio, and like, it's just a gorgeous song.
It is.
The only other one like it is Serbia. And in a battle between Serbia and Portugal, I put Serbia on top, not for my personal taste, because my personal taste would take Yolanda over Teya Dora, but from a standpoint of what Europe's going to vote for.
Well, I mean, thankfully, too, it's just like, even though those are the two kind of like more similar songs amongst each other, they're pretty different. They are still pretty stinking different.
Yeah, they're totally different. They're completely different from one another. But my point is just being that I feel like I worry about Portugal qualifying because it's Portugal. They don't
have that many friends. They don't have a ton of friends. I mean, like, everyone respects them. A lot of people respect Portugal, but Serbia, they got homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Serbia has friends in the semi, and just and overall, like, they're gonna just like Teya. I disagree with the first part of the Hip Hop 24/7's comment, which is Teya is much stronger than Yolanda, the diaspora of Serbia. I think the diaspora of Serbia is what puts Teya over Yolanda. It's just one of those things where I would like, if it were up to me, and I'm picking songs going through the Eurovision, Portugal's coming top 10 every year. Just like if I'm picking and choosing, like, Portugal is coming probably top 5 most years.
Quality guarantees that.
It's my personal taste. And I can set aside my personal taste and say my personal taste isn't the taste of everyone else. I'm used to my favorite songs not qualifying. Like, let's be honest.
Samesies.
Yeah. I mean,
same. Oh, Sarah McTurnan.
Yeah. That's, honestly, I really like 22.
It was my winner.
Only you would have 22 as your winner. However. Yeah.
It was a good song, though.
Okay, here's from Carell. Do you see Serbia, Portugal, if they choose Yolanda, and Slovenia, the 3 of them qualifying? No, I do not.
No.
And the one I say is gone for sure is Portugal. Like,
yeah, because Serbia and Slovenia, they are gonna be like laying up on each other's points easy in the semi.
Yeah.
Like they're
They're both
besties.
qualifying.
They're both qualifying. Portugal, like, okay, I want to look at the semi to see like who could prospectively give them points.
This is semi one. Semi one is insane.
Australia, I think, has some Portuguese diaspora, but I am stretching. Luxembourg, I think, has some Portuguese diaspora, but I am stretching, and that would be like 2 people. Yeah, they don't really have anyone. Yeah, oh my gosh. But and it would be a shame too, because Grito as a song and Yolanda as a performer do deserve to qualify. They do deserve to make it, but it's so ridiculously stacked. And I know that it was random, the fact that the semi is so stacked, but still, it's just like, we're gonna lose gems.
Yeah. Thinking Yolanda could have the Maro effect, which qualified with the televote, and was in fact the first half of the semi.
That would be good.
I'd be happy to have it happen, but I'm like, realistically speaking,
like I could legitimately see like 12 songs that have a good probability of qualifying, and we only have 10 spots.
Yeah.
So I'm wrong already.
Yeah.
Just gotta find out where.
We gotta figure out where we're going with this. I don't know. I think cutting to the quiet cutting to the loud can happen. That's why I'm so confident about Serbia.
Yeah.
But like, my main thing with Portugal is just like, they don't qualify all the time, and I love Portugal. Like,
yeah. And it's like, I feel like kind of a caveat to it though. It's not as quiet as Serbia. Serbia is using its quietness as its weapon. With Portugal, they got to use something else, because quiet is not going to be like their main power here. They have to invest in something that a lot of the other acts just have no idea what like they're doing. Like they got to do something really, really different in order for it to succeed.
Yeah. But I think we've talked about our favorite, or we kind of agree on the same page with it being,
with it being
Yolanda.
Yeah.
And we've got stuff coming to y'all next week. I'm gonna kind of start wrapping up the stream here. We've gone over by about 15 minutes. So I'm just pulling up some stuff here. I know we get so we will have the results from Sweden and Portugal.
Yes. And is that it? Is that the end of national final season?
Yep, that next weekend is the last 2 days.
Are we free? Are we free?
The deadline to turn songs in is on
the 11th.
Monday. Yeah, the 11th.
All right. We'll see where everyone is. And I also, Australia, girl, where are you?
Australia is going to have their song on Wednesday.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah. Well, no, Australia is sending Wednesday. I'm just checking the calendar to see what's up. We're in March. So we'll also have... okay, it looks like we're going to be getting Greece's song on Thursday.
7th. Oh, yeah. And guys, pay attention to the site. I'm going to be talking about Marina's song. So, yeah, like, be a part of the feedback.
And yeah, it looks like what's happening next week is just, it's going to be a quieter week. Australia, Greece, and then we'll have
Sweden,
Melodifestivalen and Festival da Canção. We'll see what happens with Georgia, Armenia.
The Caucasus is just, girl, what is going on?
The Caucasus are just slacking.
It's always those three. It's always those three.
It's like that meme from Harry Potter where it's like
why is it always happens, you three? Like, it's always you three.
What is the Caucasus?
It's iconic though. Love the behavior. Just get your stuff done on time, okay?
Yeah, I'm not.
I want to know what Armenia is doing.
I'm very interested. Armenia is the only one I'm kind of interested in. Not gonna lie, Armenia is who I'm interested in because I've been really liking what they're doing, especially last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to go to your
polls.
Sorry, no, that's the community tab. And then don't forget to go to EurovisionFam.com. Follow us on all the social media. We are having X, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. Of course, you're watching us on YouTube. So we've got all of those different places to go. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say besides.
Yeah, we're gonna see you guys at the end of national final season, which I guess is already coming to an end.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
See ya.